Hey everyone, welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast, a podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a...
Severe. It's severe.
So severe.
Like hurricane level severe.
Okay, so it's getting, I guess it's getting worse as the kids get older.
It'll hopefully get better here soon, but right now it's pretty bad.
Elliot is walking.
Everywhere. It's adorable. He just picks something up and goes.
He does like to have something in his hand when he walks.
Yes, preferably a hammer or some other kind of child tool.
A toy hammer.
Yeah, toy hammer. Or some kind of squishy thing, like some kind of stuffed lovey.
Yeah, something that's soft and small, I guess. My sister is good for that. She buys all the impulse things that you can buy.
If it is in the dollar bin at a store, she probably has it.
Yeah.
But who are we?
My name is Joe Ludwig, and with me is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline.
Hey, how's it going? How are your boobs feeling?
My boobs?
Yeah. Mine hurt. A lot.
And why do your breasts hurt?
Because Elliot bit me and drew blood.
Oh my.
Yeah, he is not my favorite child at the moment.
Is he the spare?
Right now he is in fact the spare. They switch.
In Lily's the heir.
I don't play favorites. They switch up from time to time, but he has put himself further down the list of children that I would like to interact with at the moment. I love him dearly. I just don't really like him much at the moment.
I was gonna say, do you have any nipple pads to put on it? Just so that we can force Marco to say nipple pads.
I wish.
But in doing that, I said nipple pads.
Yes,
which I'm sure that was pretty funny. I don't know.
We're all adults here.
Are we though? Well, we have another great show planned out. So far it's not going to plan.
Nope.
But
that's okay.
We are going to talk all about, I guess the cat's out of the bag. She's the favorite child at the moment, at least.
Yep. So we're going to talk about Lily today. Going to completely ignore Elliot. We're only going to talk about Lily.
Oh, no. I mean, Elliot participates in some of this. We're going to talk about the stuff that we do to enrich Lily's brain.
Enrich her life. Use her senses. Make her think.
So these are Lily's favorite preschool activities. Preschool activities, I guess.
Well, she's a preschooler, but like these are more preschool-ish activities? I don't know.
We will get to that shortly. But first, let's talk about what we are drinking.
What are we drinking?
Well, we both pre-gamed.
We did. I mean, I did say that I need to drink more beer out of the beer fridge because I need to make more room for new beer in the beer fridge.
Yeah.
Dry January is apparently a thing, but I need to drink the beer in my fridge, so I can't do that.
You know, I'm not into the non-alcoholic beers. I know we are past O'Doul's.
As far as like level of terribleness goes.
Yeah, and I haven't tried Athletic or whatever Dwayne The Rock Johnson is invested in or whatever.
Yeah, there was some brewery that the guys were talking about that's putting out more non-alcoholic beers, but I don't remember who it was.
Oh, I think that one is exclusively non-alcoholic.
Athletic is exclusively non-alcoholic, yes. But this is an alcoholic brewery that is putting out more non-alcoholic beers.
Mantry has one now.
Yep, they do, but it's only on draft in the tap room.
So I'm not into that, but some people are, and that's cool. But we are drinking.
We are.
And did you say what you were drinking?
I have not said what I'm drinking yet.
Okay, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a 50 West, the best of times, barbecue rub porter, brewed with coffee and cayenne. It is a collaboration between Great Lakes Brewing and 50 West Brewing. It is 6.7% ABV, and I'm pretty sure we've drank it on the show before. At the very least, I have drank it in a hotel room in the dark while making no noise and pretending like I will not wake up my children so I can get a good night's sleep.
That perfectly sums up our evening in Chillicothe
It
back
does.
in November.
Good times.
In the hotel room. So that was a pregame beer.
That was a pregame beer.
because our children do not like to go to bed now, apparently.
No, well, since Lily doesn't sleep in a jail, when she decides that she doesn't want to go to bed, she can just get herself out of bed.
A pack and play.
Baby jail.
Okay, baby jail. But some people don't have babies, so.
Oh, yeah, baby jail, like a containment device that does not have a roof, because apparently that makes it a cage and that's illegal. So we call it baby jail, and it is how you keep your child contained in a safe environment so they don't get themselves into trouble. But Lily can get herself out of baby jail because, again, no roof, because then it's a cage and that's illegal.
And she's over 3 feet tall.
And she's over 3 feet tall. So now she sleeps in a big girl bed. But you have to get her to go to sleep in the big girl bed before you can leave the room, because otherwise she's just like, oh, I'm going to go wherever mommy is. And she gets up out of bed and follows you.
This is true. And the baby containment device, or baby jail, is no longer safe when the toddler can climb out of it and in really sketchy ways. And
yeah, so
you're watching on the baby monitor. You're like, you're going to break your leg.
Yeah, so sometimes
just shut this down.
Sometimes people will go for just like a mattress on the floor, because then if they fall like 6 inches or however thick your mattress is. We just went straight for a bed frame because I was like, we'll just go big or go home. She's been doing pretty good so far.
It's just the bedtime routine went from, 10 minutes.
Good night, I love you, set in bed. After 5 minutes, she puts herself to sleep because, hey, I can't go anywhere, I'm tired, night night, to, no, I'm going to stay awake and I'm going to do adult things because I'm a big person now, but you're not.
Okay, so that was your pregame. And
That was my pregame.
I had a pregame.
What was your pregame?
I had a Fugie, which is a breakfast ale brewed with natural flavors. But it tastes like maple syrup and cinnamon, basically French toast.
We like us some French toast.
In a glass.
I'm pretty sure you've had this one on the show too.
You have.
I have. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I keep track. There was some conversation on Truth Beer Brewcast because the Gnome co-opted their podcast. There was some conversations about, do you keep track of what you're drinking in a spreadsheet or whatever? And I do. I keep track of what we're drinking.
I'm very proud of you for that.
But this is not a breakfast stout. Technically, according to the internet, which I would consider that to be a very reliable source.
Could one call it the incredible edible internet?
I don't know about edible, but sure. It is incredible. But it's a brown ale, and the ABV is 6.1%.
If you understood that reference, you probably need to go visit your doctor for a checkup or something because you're old.
We've been pre-gaming those beers for a while because of chaos.
Woohoo!
But now on the show, we are sharing a bomber.
Ooh, it's so yummy.
And this bomber is from Sons of Toil out in Mount Orab, or as I like to call it, East Jesus Land.
It is very east, and I'm pretty sure I did see a vote for Jesus sign on our way to or from Sons of Toil, so that tracks.
It's an English brown ale. Did I already say that?
I don't know. I'm going to assume that you didn't because we're already off the rails.
Okay. Well, it's an English brown ale. It's a bomber, so 22 ounces. So we decided to split it because
children.
Basically 2 beers, right?
Pretty close.
We went there. So this is kind of an older beer.
I think was that back in October or November that we went? It's been a hot second.
I think it was Halloween weekend. They had scary movies on the TVs.
That tracks.
We have the best brewery decisions. We went to 13 Below for the first time.
On a Friday the 13th.
Way back when it first opened.
When it was foggy.
We went there on Friday the 13th when it was foggy, and it was a marine dock. I mean, it's if you're familiar with 13 Below, it's by a marine dock basically. There's a bunch of boats and stuff.
Basically, Jason was going to come get us.
And then we went to Sons of Toil Brewing, which their logo is a S with a bunch of sickles on it.
Well, I mean, they're out in the country. You use sickles in farming. It's just a happy coincidence that death also uses them.
And it was Halloween weekend when we went there. I took that Friday off, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly.
That sounds right.
But yeah, that was a We had a beer because we were driving, or I was driving. I think we split a beer or something.
And then I went through the bomber cabinet and tried to figure out what we would bring home.
Yeah, but the beer holds up, and it's very good. Very traditional English brown ale, very straightforward.
Right up our alley as far as things that we like to drink.
Oh, yeah. We brewed a brown ale recently. When I
Yes,
say
we
recently, I mean like September 2021.
If it was within the last, if it was after Lily was born, I consider that recent at this point. Especially because Rona just messed up everything schedule-wise. Time's a construct. I don't know what day it is.
I have no idea what day it is. So that's what we're drinking tonight. Pretty good lineup.
It is. This is like all-star beers. Why can I not say beers? Beers. Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. And stuff.
Maybe that should be our introduction to this segment.
I mean, I'd be down for it.
I don't know how to legally do that. Ask forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah. Based on the quality of the YouTube video, they don't really have any money. They don't have the ability to sue us. It's fine.
So now it is time for What is Bugging Caroline in Children's TV, where you, Caroline, tell us about the lack of physics and logic and everything in children's TV.
Just general, let's use our brain.
So what's bugging you this week?
So I'm going to keep it short. So the episode that I watched with Lily tonight was all about Mickey and Pluto babysitting Clarabelle's puppy, Bella. And they've got to play fetch with Bella. They have to give Bella a bath. They have to feed Bella lunch. And then Bella has to take a nap. And of course, per usual, during the episode, hijinks ensue. Crazy stuff happens that would not for sure happen in the real world, but whatever. It's a cartoon. We'll let it slide. But we're playing the piano and we're singing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star to rock Bella to sleep. And as soon as Mickey starts hitting the piano, 3 keys fly off of the piano.
Oh, no.
2 black keys and a white key. And we only have 1 mouse tool left. And it's a glue stick. Because, yeah, we can just glue these piano pieces right back onto the keyboard and play it again. I mean, in your messed up world, we can, but that's not how pianos work.
I feel like the audience watching the show would eat the glue.
Probably. And glue sticks they're great at holding some things together. Usually paper to paper, they work pretty good, but everything else kind of ends up being a hot mess. So really glue sticks aren't what I would use for this application no matter what.
Well, that's good to know. I now know. The more you know.
The more you know.
We're going to get sued.
I mean, does it count if I sing it?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Trademark means you can't talk about it. Is that trademarked?
I don't know, but we don't talk about Bruno. That's a Encanto reference that I don't fully understand because I haven't seen Encanto, but it's everywhere, so now I want to watch Encanto.
Encanto?
It's one of the newer Disney movies, if not the newest Disney movie. Disney puts out a lot of movies, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. I know. I've seen it at least. Like I've seen the banner on Disney Plus.
Yeah, so we should watch that right now. Pause recording. Let's go watch a movie and then come back.
All right, let's do it.
One eternity later.
I fell asleep towards the end of the movie. We're back.
What happened?
I fell asleep.
Yeah?
It's like super past my bedtime now. Why did we do this?
Was it a good movie at least?
I don't know. I still haven't watched it. I fell asleep.
Oh, this is a what is going on?
I like how 2022 is going to be a more focused show format, and we're just off the rails with love.
So I don't know what's going on.
The Sons of Toil beer is really smooth, though. That's what's going on.
It still has head. I mean, after sitting in our fridge for how many weeks?
That's been a hot second.
I was kind of worried about that. On to the main subject of this week's podcast, which is all about our oldest daughter, our oldest child's favorite preschooler things.
Yeah, you have to clarify because technically Zoe is our oldest child, but she has 4 paws and fur and a tail and is not biologically related to us. We adopted her, and then through Stockholm Syndrome, she loves us very dearly now.
Only if we feed her on time.
Or if Bubba feeds her his snacks. So, back on topic. Over the last few weeks, Lily has really grown up. It is adorable and sad and exciting and terrifying.
Scary.
It's a whole mix of emotions. So from transitioning to a twin bed, she's starting to get a little more consistent about using the potty, and she's being way more vocal about what activities she wants to do. So we hear the phrase Lily do a lot these days because she wants to do whatever the thing is that you're doing, or like this is the activity that she wants to do right now. So like Lily do coloring.
She can talk in like broken sentences.
Yeah, and I can understand about 75 to 90% of what she says. Everybody else is about 50%.
I mean, I understand her pretty well, but
there are a few phrases she's still working on.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Sometimes she's hard to understand, but
that's because she talks so fast.
She does. She talks very fast sometimes.
So one of Lily's favorite things these days are poppets/fidgets, the things that are like bubble wrap but are not bubble wrap, that I don't fully understand when they became a thing, but they're a thing. Joe's sister Jenna leaves them everywhere. So whenever we pick up Lily from his parents' house, she's always got at least 1 or 2 stashed away that we have to then return to his sister. But she likes popping all of the bubbles, and then she'll flip it over and start poking them all over again. And she'll do like in every other, where like you poke one, and then she'll poke one, and then you poke one, and then she'll poke one. So she's kind of learning about taking turns.
I stole one of Lily's fidgets when she went to bed. Or when we are trying to put her to bed. And it's very satisfying.
It is. And it's nice and calming because it's a repetitive thing. And it really helps with your fine motor skills. Most of these activities are fine motor skills based.
So what are the other motors? There's fine motor
and then gross motor. So fine motor skills is like doing things with your hands and your fingers. Gross motor skills is your whole body.
Okay.
So, as we've said a lot over the course of our podcast, Lily is really into books, but now she is starting to, quote, read books to us, partially because she's memorizing them. So, she only really gets like the first 2 or 3 pages, but like I'll read her a book, and it's a book that she's heard like 50 times at a minimum. And then she'll be like, no, Lily do. And then she'll take the book and she'll do like a pretty decent on the first page. And it's more like summary based on the pages 2 and 3. And then from there, not so much. But she is starting to read books to us. But the other thing is like you just start to read a book to her and she'll say, no, Lily do. And she will take the book and she will look at and page through the book herself. You can't read any of the book to her without her freaking out. So it's just, okay, you have your own reading time now. Mama's going to go over here and just not read to you and Bubba, I guess. I don't know. Figure it out, hon.
She sometimes lets you read
to
her, but if she's in a mood where she wants to do it, she will let you know.
And now that she's got a pillow with a pillowcase, like a legit big person pillow, I was organizing her books, like, because she had like 5 or 6 books in bed with her, but they were all scattered through the bed. So I was trying to pile them up into one spot so she wasn't like laying on 3 books, so she'd be a little more comfortable. And she thought that I was taking her books away.
Oh, no.
So she started shoving them in her pillowcase. So when I went to pick up her pillowcase, I was like, why is this so heavy? Oh, hey, I found a book. Sweet. Another thing that Lily is a super huge fan of these days are sensory bins, or bin as she calls it. She has 2, one that's astronaut space themed, and then the other one that's just like generic, smaller sensory bin thing.
What is the space theme?
That's the purple lid bin that I got at Michael's. It has planets and an astronaut. And the weird alien thing.
I don't think I saw that.
You have totally seen the sensory bin. It usually lives on our kitchen counter and is the bane of your existence.
That's not the wooden thing, though.
No, the wooden thing's in the basement right now.
Because I put it there.
Yes. Her purple bin is either still on the counter or it's in the library.
Is that the cotton balls?
No, it's the little black pebbles with the planets. And I impulse spotted at Michael's.
I do remember you impulse buying something.
So she loves sensory bin. She likes to scoop and pour and try to take the items from the bin and put them into another container. The biggest problem with this is it gets messy because she's still working on her fine motor skills. So she normally misses like 10 to 25% of the items that she's trying to put in the new container, and they end up scattered. So sensory bins are kind of a when Elliot is asleep, then you may play with it so he does not try to shove the items in his mouth before you can pick them up off the floor.
I feel like the dogs would try to eat them too.
Zoe might have, but then realized that it wasn't food, so now she doesn't care. As far as gross motor skills go, Lily really likes hopscotch at the moment. So we recently introduced this via an IKEA rug. And while Lily doesn't fully understand the concept, she's enjoying hopping all over the rug and having us all take turns.
Yeah, this is a new thing that she got.
Yeah, so
recently.
I think this morning, it was as recently as this morning, we opened up the rug and it's a 1 through 8 hopscotch, which I am kind of annoyed that it doesn't go to 10. But then they would have had to make the rug bigger, and I don't think that they wanted to do that. And so Lily just liked playing on the rug because it was a nice soft rug. And then I showed her how hopscotch, just like hopscotch before you start throwing in pebbles so you have to skip stuff and then pick it up on the way back. And so then it was she would hop down the line and then hop back up the line and then mommy do. And then so I'd either be able to go up and back or just up before she would start going again. And then she would instruct me when I was allowed to go again. And then it became Daddy do and Jenna do and Bubba do. She was trying to get everybody to do the hopscotch. And as she progressed, like as the day went on, she got a lot better at hopping. Like she was trying to hop like square to square. She doesn't have like the 1 foot versus 2 foot hops down yet, but we'll get there in a while.
She definitely knows what she wants, and she lets you know. That is her personality.
Yes, it is.
It was really cute. I mean, it was adorable. I don't think we got video of it.
We did not.
Because
I'll try tomorrow.
We were both involved.
Yeah.
Well, everyone in the room was involved. It was, like you said, Mommy do. No, Daddy do. Lily do. Bubba do.
So I had to like pick Elliot up at his waist and just like hop him down and hop him back up the rug. And he was like, what was that? And then he went and grabbed a squishy toy and snuggled with it and was like, okay, all is right with the world. I'll go do things now. Because this is when me and Elliot were still on talking terms. We'll see how things go in the morning. So our next thing is back into fine motor skills. And it's just general art activities. So this is where Lily either doesn't get picky or she knows exactly what she wants to do and will not take any substitutions. We got lucky this year because for Christmas, Lily and Elliot got a lot of outdoor toys, which it is way too cold outside to use those right now.
It's like 2 degrees out.
Yeah, and that's Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit. So all you Canadians out there saying, it's minus 23 Celsius.
Yeah, it's 2 degrees Fahrenheit outside right now.
Like, we're on the same level.
It's ridiculous.
Because I think 0 degrees Celsius, it's like minus something.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've had to do those conversions in my head. So they got a bunch of outdoor toys, but they also got a lot of art supplies, which included an easel, which Lily loves. With the easel, one side's a chalkboard, the other side's a dry erase board, and then there's a roll for paper. So you can, I wish it kind of like had a bar that held the paper, but for now I just tape the paper to the sides and it's fine. We haven't used the dry erase board yet. I'm kind of hesitant to give Lily dry erase markers until she's better at using actual markers, but she loves the chalk and she loves painting. And the chalkboard's great because it has the least amount of supervision needed. So whenever she goes downstairs, she runs to her chalkboard. She can pick up a piece of chalk and just start scribbling her little heart out. And she knows where the eraser is, so she can erase whatever she wants to erase when she's done too. And for now, her scribbles are still pretty scribbly, but they're starting to become more recognizable and she's filling up. She's taking more use of space.
I just want to reiterate because you were saying that sometimes she does requests and if she wants to do something, she wants to do something. That is absolutely true because I feel like lately I feel like I'm training to be a negotiator, like a police negotiator, like a hostage negotiator.
Yeah, we'll have a specific example of that coming up here in a moment.
Yeah, it's like we're negotiating and we're having a back and forth. Like she's talking words at me.
But she only understands about 10% of what we say because her brain is not yet fully developed, which is fine.
And I'm trying to, we're going back and forth, but she's not speaking gibberish. She's like speaking words to me.
And she has a very disappointed way of saying, oh, ote, Or it's like, oh, ote. Like, okay, I understand. This is what we're going to do next.
Yeah, that is a new phrase that she says. Oh, ote.
Yeah, it's adorable.
Because she does the T instead of the K.
Mm-hmm. So chalkboard is great because I don't need to supervise her too much, and then just make sure that I wash her hands when she's done. The thing that she probably enjoys the most, or at least gets the most exposure to, is crayons and paper. Sometimes we'll give her a coloring book page. Sometimes it's just a blank page that we may or may not put shapes on. Just kind of letting her do what she wants to do and not kind of giving her, like, here, this is like, let's make a heart. Like, here, we can fill in a heart, but not really doing anything too structured yet because she's not quite ready for it. And again, with this, Lily has improved her use of color and space and is filling up more and more of the paper. So it used to be like maybe 2 colors and like 5 lines on this big sheet of paper, or 5 scribbles. Now it's like lots and lots of scribbles and lots of colors all over the page. It's more abstract art.
And what kind of markers do we use?
So everything we use at the moment is washable. So she has washable crayons that are slightly thicker than regular crayons, and she has washable markers. And so occasionally we'll give her markers and paper, but whenever she uses markers, she gets it all over her hands, and sometimes her clothes, and sometimes her face. So for now, I mostly stick with crayons.
Yeah.
So the last of the art supplies that we'll talk about is paint, which is a rare treat for Lily because we have to wait for Elliot to go to bed because it's hard to supervise both kids in the basement while one of them has paint. And then for now, we're just giving her red, yellow, and blue. Eventually, we'll give her more colors because I do have orange, green, and purple, but she can make those with the colors that she has, so it's fine.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue.
Indigo, and violet too. So this is where Joe was talking about how we have to hone our negotiation skills, and we're kind of...
I'm adding it to my resume.
Yeah. And we're kind of working on, here's a list of activities, here's a list of things that we have to do before we can do an activity. So the other day, Joe made chili, and with our chili, we have sour cream. The kids don't really like chili, so we usually give them something else to eat while we're eating chili, which we had done in this case, though I think for the most part they were just eating crackers and cheese, which are other things that we put on top of our chili. But our kids also really like sour cream, so we had put some sour cream on both of their plates so they could have some sour cream. And Lily was taking her finger, dipping it in the sour cream, and then spreading it all over the table. And we're like, Lily, that's not an acceptable thing to do with your sour cream. I'm going to need you to stop. So we clean her up, we clean the table, and then she'd do it again. And I'm like, okay, Lily, I understand that you would like to paint because that's basically what we're doing right now. But unfortunately, we can't do that until after Bubba goes to bed. Oh, okay, all done. Like, okay, if you're sure you're done eating, that's fine. Mommy, Daddy, and Bubba are still eating, though. So you have to wait for Mommy, Daddy, and Bubba to finish eating. Okay, Bubba, go bed? No, not quite yet, Lily. Everybody has to finish eating dinner. Everybody has to get in their jammies. We're going to watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse together. Bubba's going to go to bed, and then we can go downstairs. Bubba, go bed? So it's like every activity. So we just focus on, okay, this is the thing that we need to do next. We give her an activity, we get it done, and then she go, basement? Painting? And we're like, okay, yes, we're getting closer. We still haven't reached that end goal, though, of Bubba going to bed. So every step of the way, we just had to say, this is the next thing that we need to do. Until we finally got to the point where I was able to put Elliot into his crib. He wasn't super happy about being put in his crib, so Joe stayed upstairs while I went downstairs to set up painting with Lily. And she painted her little heart out. She made us 2 adorable drawings, only one of which Zoe ate.
That's a different story.
And she was super excited that she got to paint in the basement. She is definitely her father's daughter. She wants to clean everything as she goes, if possible. So she dropped some paint and said, oh no. And I was in the middle of swapping a load of laundry, and I was like, it's fine. It's only on the rubber mat. Mommy will clean it up here in a moment. Just let me finish what I'm doing. And like every 30 seconds, it was, oh no. Because she'd get some more paint, but she wouldn't spill anymore, but she'd see the paint that was on the ground and knew that it wasn't supposed to be there. But once I was able to clean it up, all was right with the world.
Why is that a daddy trait?
I don't know. Because I say so.
Do I do that?
Sometimes. I mean, I do it sometimes too. So it is not just a like you thing. Sometimes it's a me thing too.
I do like to clean stuff. Like
You
when
do.
I'm angry and stuff. It's weird.
I am okay with it though. I love you for who you are.
Aww.
So those are the art activities that Lily enjoys. I'm sure more will get added to the list as we're able to do them with her. Another thing that Lily is super into right now are long walks. So Lily wants to walk all of the places on her own, which includes hikes. But the weather has gotten freezing cold, so things have had to change a bit. More, no, you're going to go in the cart because I need to be able to get you quickly from the car to the door and vice versa. It's also harder to hold her hand when she's got on a big puffy coat and gloves because she's really good at trying to get away from you. I like having an independent daughter, but I need her to not be so independent sometimes.
Especially in a parking lot full of cars.
For now, we're kind of going to have to put hikes on hold. The high today was like 18. It's okay for us, not so much for the kids to go out in weather like that. It's even like mildly questionable for us, but we can layer up and we know our limits, so we'll be fine. But it's harder to judge that with the kids.
Well, I mean, it was just last week when the snow came and Lily wanted to go out. It took like an hour to dress them.
I'd say it took like 15 minutes to get them dressed, 5 minutes to get on their shoes, and we were maybe outside for 5 minutes because Lily ripped off her gloves.
Yeah.
And then is like, my hands hurt and they're super red because it's freezing cold outside. And
so there's that.
Yeah. Eventually we will learn about consequences. It's just slow progress on that one.
Speaking of freezing cold, this has nothing to do with preschool activities, but Lily is obsessed with dresses.
It is ridiculous. If you try to put her in something that is not a dress, you better give her a good reason as to why you did not give her a dress to choose from. And the weather is not a reason.
No, it's not.
So we're constantly doing like long sleeves under short sleeved dresses because all of her dresses are short sleeves.
Or sleeveless.
Yeah.
I'm like, kid, it's 5 degrees out.
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
Like you need to put on layers and dresses don't always work with that, but we're figuring it out. So come spring or summer, I'm really excited to see what Lily's going to do on the hiking trails. We have a storybook trail or two that are nearby that we're going to try to go to. I think she's going to really get a kick out of that if we read a storybook as we go along a like half-mile trail.
What is a storybook trail?
So a storybook trail is where they have a book broken up along the course of the trail. So like every so much of distance, there's another page of the story. So you can read the story as you're walking through the trail. Because sometimes kids need other activities to promote them to go hiking. We might need other activities to keep our kids from hiking, but we'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to be curious to see if Lily will have the attention span to understand the story if it's not read all at once, you know?
Yeah, but she enjoys going creeking. We have a place or two where she can go creeking. Elliot can join her now, so that'll be entertaining.
My mom got him these, I guess, moccasins.
Yes, they're like slippers, like slipper moccasins.
But they have like a solid, like grippy bottom, like a shoe, I guess.
Yeah, they're like fake shoes.
But it goes on like a sock. And he's just been cruising around in those nonstop walking.
Everything is walking now. He very rarely crawls. So we officially have 2 toddlers, or a toddler and a preschooler. So I'm excited to see both of them on the trails together. I don't know how much walking time Elliot will get because he's still pretty small. Like, he's not really that small though.
He's young.
His legs are still short. He's young.
He's young. He doesn't have full balance, I guess. Still working on that. So he falls a lot.
Yeah.
Falls on his face a lot. Poor guy.
He's getting better.
I mean, Lily did that too.
Yeah, she did. And then the last of Lily's activities is singing. She's getting a lot better at enunciating words and seems like she's getting a new song phrase every day. We stopped watching Mickey Mouse Clubhouse for a bit, but now she helps sing the theme song, even on her own without any prompting or backup music. So, like, even if we just, like, mention Mickey Mouse, she'll start singing the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse song. And, like, she's been doing the motions kind of to Itsy Bitsy Spider, but she's getting more words out of Itsy Bitsy Spider. She's doing more words out of Disney songs. She's singing more Disney songs unprompted.
I mean, I do twice a week we go to my mom's house and I play Frozen. I play the same songs because that's what I have physically on my phone. I don't have to go on YouTube and click skip when I'm trying to drive or whatever.
Yeah. I
can just play Frozen and it'll play continuously like a CD. Remember CDs?
My van doesn't take CDs, so they're dead to me.
Oh my goodness. That is another whole level of ridiculous.
Yeah.
If you want to know what a cult is like, turn on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
And start talking to your TV.
Yeah, because we've been doing that since Lily was a little, like...
Yeah, like since she was like 6 months old, whenever we would watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, we would try to respond back to Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. So she can kind of see that back and forth. This is how communication works. Even though the TV can't really communicate with you, it can just communicate at you.
Yes. Earlier today, actually, right before bedtime, we didn't actually turn on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. We did earlier, like around dinner or whatever. But right before bed, I just started singing the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme, and then Lily started singing with us, and then you joined in, and then my sister Jenna joined in.
Yep.
And then Lily got all excited, and she was dancing. So, it was I who started that, not Lily.
Ah, okay.
So I was the one who just randomly started singing Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I think she was upset at something, so I was trying to make
Probably.
It's part of my negotiation tactic.
We do have like a 3-nager, so you never know what she's going to freak out about.
She's really good too, because she does what she mimics, I think, Mickey Mouse.
She does.
Each character has their own dance to this song.
So like when Mickey says, "Say it with me now, Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse," he kind of like takes his fists from one side of his body to the other, and Lily does that.
It's really, really cute.
It is. And it's like, Mika, Muka, Mickey Mouse. She's trying so hard, and it's so cute.
Well, I have to get that on video, but it's so random, and sometimes it's random, but...
Yeah, well, and as far as, like, knowing what she wants, because of the whole... you can get out of bed whenever you want. She has kind of decided that she wants to get up at like 7 o'clock, more like 6:30 in the morning. So when I'm about ready to start getting ready for work, but Joe is still in bed, and now it's been Cinderella. So she picks out what movie she wants to watch in our bed, so Joe can still get some rest, but she is contained, and Cinderella has been her thing, and she likes to sing the songs from that too.
And I choose Cinderella because... it is super short.
Yes, it is.
I think it's like 72 minutes long or whatever. And a lot of that is a good 5 minutes at least is credits at the beginning. Because back then
you had to, until George Lucas said, "No, I ain't doing that."
Yeah, George Lucas of The Wars.
Yeah.
Is that some kind of nerd thing?
Yes, it is. Just wait till I have the preview for Elliot's Cake Smash, but that's not for like another month.
Yeah. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about regarding Lily's schooler activities?
I've attempted to enroll her in a preschool for the fall school year. I'm like nerve-sighted if she gets in.
Yeah, she's one of those weird birthdays, September 1st.
Yeah, so she's like right at the cutoff. But
these days, school starts like August 15th or something.
Yeah, the problem is the place where I'm currently trying to enroll her, their school year starts August 15th-ish, and they say you have to be 3 by the time the school year starts. Well, Lily won't be 3 by the time the school year starts because she turns 3 September 1st. So they said, well, she might be able to join at the start of the school year. She might have to wait until after September 1st, so she might miss like the first 2 or 3 weeks of class. I don't really know yet. We'll just kind of have to see how things shake out.
And that is like a law? It's like a...
Well, it's because it's for teacher ratios.
Yeah, you have to have so many ratios for...
Yeah, so many adults per children.
A 2-year-old versus a 3-year-old.
And I think it's like a mildly big difference between the two. So...
They said that depends on how many 2-year-olds want to join, I guess.
Yeah, depends on the ages of all parties involved.
Yeah, it's weird. So I guess they would push her to the next year?
Potentially. We shall see.
I mean, I guess that's what happened with me because I'm a September baby.
Yeah.
It's those fall babies. They get either ahead of the curve or behind the curve.
Just be a late spring, early summer baby like me.
No.
Technically, I'm late spring.
Yeah, you are late spring, but the school year ends around your birthday too. So
it does. You
fall into that category of, do we wait a year? Do we not wait a year?
I think when I graduated, I was 17, and then I turned 18 soon thereafter.
So your mom chose not to wait.
Correct.
My mom chose to wait.
Yeah, it's definitely a child by child thing is how you should make that call. Because you know your child better than
Well, it also
else.
depends on Lily's ability to potty train.
Yes, that is also a determining
factor in going to preschool. So, but in the meantime, she will be at preschool, the preschool in my mom's basement with my little sister.
With the auxiliary building being our basement.
Yes. And we'll see what happens as far as actual preschool. But I think she's happy now. We try to
give her as much activities as possible.
Yeah. Enrichment, some might call it. So is there anything else?
I don't think so.
All right. So now it is time for Joe's dad joke of the week. Are you ready for this one this week?
Can I take a quick nap first?
No.
Then I am as ready as I'll ever be.
All right. So what does a tree like to drink? What kind of liquid or
beverages?
Beverages do they like?
Water? Trees drink water?
Root beer.
Oh my goodness.
So all those trees out there, they're having their shifties in root form.
En route to their destination?
Yes. Mom jokes.
Woohoo!
That does it for this week's show. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Craft Parenting Podcast. You can also get a hold of us via email, which is craftparentingpodcast@gmail.com.
If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. Make sure to share the show. It really helps our show grow. If you would like to send us stuff such as fan mail, pineapples, craft supplies, or any sanity you happen to have lying around, we have a P.O. box.
We really need that sanity.
I mean, it's getting bad over here, you guys. Not gonna lie.
Well, that P.O. box and all of this information about our social media and how to contact us, all of that information is available on our website, which is www.craftparentingpodcast.com.
That's where you will post the show notes. Plus, we've been writing more blog posts about some of the stuff that doesn't make it into the podcast. If you're wondering where our weekly updates are, they're in the blog now.
Are they?
I don't think we did one this week.
We'll have to do one tomorrow. If you are so inclined and you would like to follow me personally, I am on Instagram at craftparentingjoe. And do you have a...
I'm at Caroline Creates Crafts on Instagram, but I don't really post a lot. I need to get better about posting things again.
And they can follow your page on Facebook too.
Yes, I also have a Facebook page, Caroline's Creative Crafts.
All right, so go follow and like and smash that like button.
Pound subscribe.
Do all the things.
The YouTubers that I listen to don't say these things, so I don't know what their outros are.
And with that, I'm Joe.
And I'm Caroline.
See you next time on the Craft Parenting Podcast.
The internet doesn't need to know.
But you just told them.
They won't remember. It's fine. This is also dependent on me remembering to post the picture.
Moving on.
We're still here, Clara. It's fine.
Our producer just entered the room. She was probably wondering where we were.
Yeah. Go snuggle on the couch. It's okay.
What? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. No, I was going to say that